Geez, about time that power ran out. Now it's time to go do what I do best, and that's stuffing suits. Alright, 3, 2, 1.
Somebody's poisoned the water hole.
Here's welcome to Super Important Views. My name's Steve.
My name is Arnes.
And today we're going over the Funko Five Nights at Freddy's Freddy action figure. This is the start of 5 other reviews, including this one. Because we have Freddy, Golden Freddy, Chica, Bonnie, Foxy, and then we're going to do a special video for Springtrap at the end of these reviews, which will be on Saturday. So starting from today on Monday to Saturday, we're going to be putting out a video for each of these guys.
That sounds like it's going to be a long week for us, Steve.
Yeah, also a bunch of short videos. So I know, instead of putting 5 of them in one video and then just figuring out how long it's going to be, we're just going to do a bunch of quick ones for these guys. And if you guys ever play Five Nights at Freddy's, these are based off, to my understanding, the first video game, with Springtrap going to be off of the third one. Which these guys are from an indie horror video game. If you guys pay attention to anything on YouTube, you probably know who these guys are. And we're going to start with Freddy because he's the most iconic character from the series.
And isn't he like the main guy?
Yeah, pretty much. And also, like, the one you have to worry about primarily in the first game next to Golden Freddy. So without further ado, for his packaging, overall pretty basic stuff here where you actually have kind of the same confusing thing where you have the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 on the top of it, but it's the first game guy inside of the packaging, so it's a little bit confusing. But then again, we saw those on the Funko tags and stuff too, so whatever. Collect all 5 Five Nights at Freddy's figures and build your own Springtrap. Got Freddy on the front here. And on the back of the packaging, it just shows you everybody that's in the line, build your own Springtrap, and some Lego mumbo jumbo on the bottom. So let's get this guy opened up out of his plastic prison. Alright, so now we have Freddy opened up out of his plastic prison. First, we're going to go over his one accessory, which is his microphone. He also comes with a Springtrap part.
I was just about to say, doesn't he have another one?
Yeah, but we're going to do that as its own video on Saturday. So as of right now, we're just going to go over this one, and then we'll do Springtrap as a whole then. So, for the microphone, you see here we just have the black handle with the silver ball on top with the black band going around the silver ball. Other than that, nothing too exciting here, other than maybe we'd like to see maybe a little bit more detail in the silver to kind of help replicate a microphone.
Like, yeah, like the actual dents inside of it.
Yeah, the grid pattern that you would see on a normal one. But overall, it works pretty well for Freddy here. And then how you get it into Freddy's hands
is by breaking his hands off.
Woohoo! Where'd it go? Okay, we rescued Freddy's hand here. Okay, so how you get into his hand is you actually have to go at it at an angle. So you just slide it in. And then that's pretty much it. It's not going to be sitting flush in his hands, which is kind of a bummer. Even just to show you guys in his opposite hand. Again, nothing too exciting, but I wish his elbows bent a little bit more because when you want to try to get him to look like he's actually using it, that's about as far as Freddy's going to be going, which still kind of works. Like, when you just have him sitting on there with everybody else, if you actually want to have him not looking like a horrible monster and actually being a part of the band, it still does the job well.
Oh, I'm sorry, Steve. You wanted input there. I'm just like, whee.
It's fine. Whatever.
I'm zoning out. I'm tired.
And then moving in for a closer look at his details, the head sculpt actually turned out really nice. Really like his eyes, where he actually has this nice baby blue irises. These really thick black eyebrows. His teeth are in a more glossy beige color scheme. Then you have his ears kind of sticking out the side here. His nice little top hat.
I wish you could like take the top hat off, you know. If there was like a peg hole or something in there, you can just put it back on easily.
Yeah, that would have been kind of cool. Actually, the one thing, actually, I'll wait to go over my major complaint on these things, but moving on to the rest of his body here, where you have his little bow tie on the top.
He's fancy.
I know, right? He's ready to go to the dance. Or party. Yeah, it's at a party, isn't it? Moving on. A little bit of light brown for his belly with the rest of his body made in a more standard brown color scheme. Where you can see here with how they did the paint job to help replicate the kind of like fuzz foam appearance that you'd see in the video game. Is they actually do the paint job a little bit thicker in certain areas than others to help show the normal plastic on the undersection to kind of give it that little bit of wear. But you can see it on the arms here. Head overall doesn't really have too much of that though. It's mainly on the body section here, especially on the front where you can see with the light brown and little bits of like darker gray kind of speckled throughout.
It came out really good too.
Yeah, I think it did a really good job on it. The only one that's kind of weird is at the shoulder pads here. It's the same kind of brown that you'd see on his belly, so it kind of throws you off a little bit.
Yeah, I don't get that part.
Yeah, and then with the joints here, you can see the animatronic kind of sticking through. Same with turn around to show you guys the back of the neck here. Shows through there as well. For his waist, nothing too much there other than I like how the cut kind of makes it look like he has underpants on.
Also looks like he can move his stomach, but...
Yeah, there's no articulation there. And then just show you his feet. Nothing too exciting going on here other than he has 3 toes, which kind of look more like duck feet.
Yeah, they do.
Not sure why. And then with light brown pads on the bottom. And then for his articulation, head can go all the way around, a little bit forward, a little bit back. Sadly though, my major complaint, no jaw articulation.
Really?
Yep, can't do any like the stop motions or make him roar in or try to do scary faces. This is his face. Deal with it. And then for his shoulders, can rotate all the way around. Be a little bit wary though that the joints at his shoulder, at his elbows, his knees, and his leg, pretty much all his joints minus his head kind of pop off at random times. So just get a heads up on that.
Which is the major complaint about these things. Is
the play value is not quite as good. But for his elbow, can straighten out about that far. Bends in at about that far. Has a rotation here at the hand. Also has a rotation here technically at the elbow. And then for his legs, can kick forward about that far. Can go backwards about that far. His knee can bend forward and back. Has a rotation at the knee. And nothing at the feet. And then for some quick comparison, here we have Freddy with his bandmates with the Funko Chica and Bonnie from Five Nights at Freddy's. Then for some more comparison, here we have him with the Golden Freddy and Foxy. And here's Freddy compared next to his Funko Plushie, which is still flippin' adorable.
And for some other comparisons, here he is next to NECA's Isaac from Dead Space 2 and Necromorphs.
Necromorphs?
Yes. God, you know what?
Pretty sure it's called Necromorph.
Necromorph.
Necromorph. And because I can, here he is compared next to some 30cm X Plus figures with the 1962 Godzilla and Titanosaurus, whose review will be coming soon. So overall, the Funko Freddy from Five Nights at Freddy's, I actually like this figure. For its articulation, it's a little bit lackluster, but for his details, it's actually very nice. And he's a pretty good representation of the character from the video game, and comes with this microphone. What more do you need?
Yeah, overall, he's not bad. Only thing, like, my major downfall is how easily they fall apart, you know? And that kind of cuts into the play value with them. So it just, to me, seems like they would be just like the Pops, where you would just display them and let them be, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just call it a day. I think for me, it could have used some jaw articulation. Would have been really awesome to see. But for the most part, still pretty happy with these lines overall. So definitely make sure not to let the power run out, kiddies, because Freddy will get you. But what do you guys think? Do you guys love the FNAF Freddy? What's your favorite animatronic from Five Nights at Freddy? Or is Titanosaurus is more your thing? Please let us know in the comments. Look closer pictures of the guy on Facebook if you want to click the link in the description below. And help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button, subscribe, become a ranger today, and see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.